Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426 and today we have a review of the 52Toys Megabox, the Actaeon. So before I start the review, I would like to mention also a Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully 2022 was okay to most people, and then hopefully once again 2023 will be also another good year for most of you guys as well. Alright, so also after this review, I am going to make another video regarding my 2022 channel report. It's something I just do on a yearly basis, so it's not a serious video, but I'm basically going to talk about how 2022 was and what my overall direction, or anything new that's going to happen on 2023 as well. So yeah. But anyway, let's start the review. So here we have the 52Toys Megabox Actaeon. So this is the Megabox line. Megabox lines are usually, so there are Beast Box and then the Megabox line. The Beast Box, as you can get from the name, they're mostly based on insects, dinosaurs, like basically animals, mammals, and all sorts of stuff that can transform into a cube and what so. For the Megabox line, it's all about like mostly like mech stuff or the licensed stuff. So you might have noticed the Alien and Predator Megabox stuff, and then there are the original designs, like my most favorite, the Landbreaker, and then there's the deep one, there's the Icarus, which are basically two jets that can combine into a mech. Now this is also that line, but you can see there's only one product inside this box, which is kind of interesting. So I'm kind of curious why they did this, or there could be other reasons I can guess, but I'm not going to go into that too deep. Alright, so before we start on, let's talk about what you're supposed to get on the box, inside the box. So number one in the box, you should be getting the product itself, the Actaeon itself, and the box charger. So once again, that's a basic staple thing. And then once again, you get the PVC card, you get the instruction manual for the PVC card, and then you get the catalog. The catalog hasn't been really updated, but I think they can stop making that if that is the case. And then here we have these parts. These are basically customization parts. So if you have multiple Beast Box, or if you have other products that you think you can combine with these guys, because most of these products actually have a lot of ports and holes going on here. Of course, some of these joints may not fit, so they give you these extra joint parts. Sometimes they can transfer pegs or make smaller holes, yada yada. So yeah, you can use that, and just in case if those pegs get stuck, you can use this to pull them out. So yeah, those are the stuff that you're supposed to get. So before we go look at the actual product, let's look at the main box. So here we have the box. This is the actual product you are getting, but you may have noticed on the background there is a giant mech there. That is the combined form, but the combined form, you need two products. So in this case, you have actually two options. Number one is buying literally two of these guys, and you can combine them to two, because if you look at the manual, you have the mode to change this, transform this into an upper body or a lower body. So there is that option. Or you have the option to basically wait for this one. This one has not been actually properly announced or revealed in its final design. We did see a few prototypes, but you can wait, you can wait for the release for the spaceship. This is actually a spaceship that can transform, that is called the endymion, or I think that's how endymion, that's what it's written here as well. And when they combine, they become the Moonwalker. So that is really cool. So yeah, here is the example of what you can do. So this is the part you can transform. Cube form, this is the upper body form. Now this, I'm not sure why they're showing this, but you do have a leg form, and this is not exactly what that is. I mean, you could technically make this. You can control a few parts and then transform it into like this. But yeah. You get the idea. So once again, I try not to buy two of the same things right away, because these things are not exactly cheap. They are a little bit pricey, but once again, they're fun to collect. So which is why I am still collecting them. Alright, let's look it out, take it out from its box charger. And also I would like to apologize for the noise on the background. Apparently there's some construction work going on the first floor. I'm living in the second floor of this building. So you might hear a few drill noises, or a little bit, a lot of cluster noises as well. Alright, so let's look at the box charger itself. I won't be showing the transformation sequence because this guy is a little bit on the more tricky side. It's going to be difficult to memorize to some degree. So yeah, so here we have it's a very, very clean transformation once again. If I had to compare it, it's kind of on the same level as the Owl Beast Box transformation. It's very clean, and I've done it for a few times. Even on my first time, it went in smoothly, because there are some Megabox or Beast Box lines where you transform into the cube form and they don't fit properly, because either I did something wrong or that's just the way how it is. So yeah. Alright, so let's see what we got. So here we have some very nice details. Now, I have this does not come with any stickers or decals. They are all applied on or painted on, depending on how you look at it. And yeah, you see there are multiple ports here. So these are the parts where you can use to modify these products as well. So I'll be right back with the transformation. The transformation is a little bit tricky here because the way how it folds up, it's not what you think how it works. So I'll be right back with the transformed version. Okay, I'm back. So here we have the transformed version. Basically, these are one of those space vehicles that they send to Mars, like, you know, the rover type vehicles. So articulation is kind of difficult. It's going to be very difficult for me to explain here. So let's see what we got. So once again, it looks convincing enough, especially with the front, you know, satellite dish in the front. And once again, a very clean job they did here, because usually some products, when they have a lot of stuff going on here in terms of design, you can see sometimes the decals don't match up, or maybe there's a scratch. But I do not see anything like that as well. So once again, this also becomes the mech, the head of the mech, but once again, this is also like a satellite dish, so you can see there are multiple joints here going on here. Oops, sorry about that. So there's multiple joints here, 1, 2, and 3. So you can go up and down as well, and then you can also rotate this on its own, so you can see that is going to become the mono eye or face of the mech later. So 360 is also possible on this part as well. It's a little bit stiff at first, so keep that in mind. And then you can also rotate this part entirely if you want to do so. And on the front here, you have this claw looking thing. So at first it may look like this, but you can actually close these parts and kind of make them work like a claw. So if you want to like pick something up with this, you could technically do that as well. We have this part, which I don't think serves any purpose other than like design purpose, but there is something like that looks like a ball joint here. So, and although the problem is in the instruction manual, there's not a single thing that mentions the use of this ball joint, so kind of tricky as well. And then we have these wheels going on here. You can see these black wheels, and they all actually rotate around. They actually spin. I believe there are some people who consider these kind of aspects to be very important as well. And because of these wheel positions, you gotta really match the height of these. So you gotta match so it doesn't go any awkward as well. And we have this empty space going on here. So I'm assuming because this is a space vehicle, it would pick up something on the ground and put it on here. So that is my guess. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So you can see the clock can move up and down. You can see there's 1, 2, 3 joints, and then another joint here to control the individual claws and move up and down. So you can see articulation on the claws, or overall that does exist. It shouldn't be lacking at all. Alright, so that was pretty much it for the vehicle. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys should be interested in the mech mode. So once again, since I only have one, I'm going to show you guys the top section first, so the upper body, and then the lower body. To give you guys an idea. So I'll be right back with the transformation for the top body. Okay, I'm back. So here we have the top section of the mech. Once again, the transformation requires, for this form, you do need to kind of separate the parts. So you have to take off the side wheels and transform into the arms and then reattach them. So it is a bit of a parts forming rather than a transforming sequence. So once again, it has been done very well. So it's a very simple transformation, yet it makes it entirely into a different vibe going on here. So as I mentioned before, this becomes the head now / mono eye of the mech here, so that it has been done well. So articulation is pretty much identical. You can go up and down like that, and then look side to side if you want to do so. So whoops. So pretty convincing design if you ask me. And now let's look at the arms. So the side wheels, or the side sections of the vehicle, pretty much becomes the arms and legs of the mech going on here. So once again, because of the parts forming aspect, you actually do need to take them out and then transform them and then reattach them. So that's the way how it works. So because they are on the peg, they go 360 no problem, and going to you can move the shoulders upwards. So that is very nice. Although there is no man, this is a really awkward angle, but once again, there is no forward and backward movement of the shoulders because of the overall structure going on here. But what they did was that they wanted to lock everything up. So there's even these parts that locks into place. So that is actually really well done in terms of articulation. So in terms of the arms, you do have a little bit of rotation on the arm itself, lower arm itself. So that's pretty cool. And then you can go all the way backwards, but that's mostly for just the overall structure. So you do get a very nice bend going on here as well. This place also does rotate, but once again, this is more for the transformation. And then we have this part that also moves on its own, and then we get the claws that can open up as well. And that's not only it, this actually has wrist articulation here, so you can see there is a joint here, and that allows you to move side to side. So yeah, not only this becomes a wrist, but this later also becomes an ankle, so that is really cool. So you can see we have this part here. This, I believe, is used when on the leg section, and while in this form, this is where you connect. So you can see the overall height of this guy is going to be pretty high. So I'm really looking forward for this guy as well. And if you don't mind, you can also open up the claws all the way up and then straighten the arms. And if for some reason, if you want to display like this, you can kind of display it like this. So it's really up to your preferences. But I just wanted to show you guys how strong or how stable the joints are, so you can actually stand on its own like this. Alright, so I think there's only one thing left to do, and that is to show the leg form. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here we have the leg mode. So here is the leg. So once again, the claw hands become now the ankle and feet. So once again, the wrist articulation now becomes also a very nice pivot. Now this one, this side is a little bit tight, but once again, this side is just right. So you can see the ankle joints become very nice, and overall the structure does allow you to do a split, but once again, it's more in a certain direction. So not the typical split that like the level of Jabi the Hong does. But once again, because of legs, since we don't have the upper part, going 360 is possible, but once again, that's mostly because we don't have the top section. But once again, going forward, obviously it's going to be possible since there's nothing blocking it, and we get a very nice bend going on here, although that's also mostly because of the transformation here. So that's pretty much it for the leg. So you might have noticed where did the head and claw go. So here we have the head and claw. So from here you can become very creative. Now technically for the combined form, this becomes like some sort of a shield type weapon, and then you have to attach the claw onto the belly of the mech. So since we don't have the top section here, we can become very creative from here. So like for example, you can attach the claw here, for example. There's a port here, and there you go, you connect it, and now he has like a crotch claw if you want to do so. And then you can attach the head to the top section like normal, so he can become like, he's like a, whatchamacallit, a bipedal or some sort of like a two-leg machine mech going on here. So you can become very creative on your own, so it's really up to your preferences. Alright, there we go. So you can do that if you want to do so. And that is pretty much it for the review. So once again, you have two options to complete the mech. So number one, you can buy two of the same units, two of these, and to complete the mech form, and it would match the colors. Or you can wait for the upcoming space shuttle combiner, or the space shuttle, and use it as his legs. Or I'm not sure if it also has a top form as well, because nothing has been revealed. Or if you want to become more creative, you can combine with these guys. But one thing, I have tested them, they are a very tight joint, so there is the risk of breaking. And number two, the lengths of the pegs are slightly different. So like for example, once you connect the peg, there might be like a small extra gap, you know, that's not going to be able to hide. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. This was the review of the 52Toys Megabox Actaeon. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.